Howdy, this is Kyle with Conserva Irrigation, here to talk a little bit about the spray heads that we use and why we use these particular ones. These are the Irritrol I-Pro Series heads, as you can see there, and you can see the PR and the CV on there. So that means pressure regulated, and a check valve is in there. The reason that these things are important, so one, the check valve is actually this white thing on the bottom, and that is what prevents low head drainage, which is if this head was at the bottom of a incline and all this pipe is filled up with water every single time the system turns on, then all that water is going to drain out of this lowest head. Usually it's by the curb. You have the slope from the house out to the curb, and the water will drain out every single time. So that's a lot of gallons wasted, and usually you'll see the excess water on the street because a system does not have check valves. They're not typically put on, especially on new home builds, installation, because it's just not something that anybody thinks about at that time. But it's what we put on we have it on every single one of our heads, because if there's any type of grade, we don't want our heads contributing to any of that waste. So every head we put on is going to have these check valves on them. So the other part about this is the pressure regulated head. So this one in particular is a little bit older model. It has this where it's the stem that you can set the pressure regulation. So it's a little bit open to kind of interpretation by the technician of setting the correct pressure regulation. Now we buy heads that are already preset to either 30 or 40 psi, depending upon the need for that system. And the reason that this is important is because you could have a system that operates at 70 psi, but these heads are most efficient at 30 psi. And that can create large difference in the amount of water that is used at that head. So we can see a lot of savings just between those two things alone. In addition, this head is just a lot more durable. It's going to last a lot longer, so it is compared to what you might find at your local Home Depot. Yes, there are other good brands, Rainbird, Hunter, they have good heads as well. We prefer these. They are fantastic. They're going to last you a really long time. So that's about the sprinkler heads that we use.